Welcome to KansasCityAfterHours.com. I'm your host, Darron Story, and it is my pleasure to have another local film director, Stinson McClendon, who is also a teacher.
Right.
Who just so happened to be my son. You taught my son. And
right.
I had no idea that when you came across, because I didn't know your first name.
Right.
And so this is an honor, sir. And
it's my pleasure.
My son was you were one of his favorites when he was there.
I hate the movie.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. But anyway, let's first of all kind of set you up.
Okay.
How long have you been in the industry? How did you where did your love for film where did that derive from?
I grew up here in Kansas City, and I've always liked pictures. So I was an art major, and I studied art. I got a degree, undergraduate degree in art, and then I got kind of bored with that. So I went to film school and studied film, and had a chance to work with some good filmmakers while I was in school, and that's how I got started.
Okay, so tell us about some of your earlier projects.
Okay.
That before we get to your current project that you're working on right now.
I've done a lot of documentaries in the past. My most recent documentary, my business partner and I did, called Sons of a Hoofer. And that was the story of the
Sons of a Hoofer?
Hoofer. Yeah, we want to make sure.
But not a heifer.
No, or a hooker.
Hooker.
No.
Well, it is Kansas City After Hours, so we can talk about hookers. But no, a son of a hoofer.
A hoofer. Okay. A hoofer being a tap dancer.
Okay.
And the story was really about the McFadden brothers, Kansas City's own McFadden brothers, and their father, who prepared them to be the entertainers they are. They like jazz musicians, they're like dancers, and they also like singers. They kind of throw back to the older days.
They are entertainers.
They are truly entertainers.
They can do it all.
And we did that film on them. It premiered at the gym to a sellout crowd.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
When you're doing a film like, let's move into the Coptic Scrolls, and this film is created somewhat of a furor, controversial, asking questions about what we know to be traditional Christianity, and probably more so the Western's view of it. Why tackle a subject like this?
Well, really, Darron, what happened was I was asleep one night, and I just woke up with the story. And I had the beginning, the middle, and the end. I woke up.
I usually wake up coughing, but I mean,
I usually wake up and go to the bathroom, but in this particular case, I went and wrote down the outline, and that's been about 8 months ago.
Okay, so tell us about a synopsis of what this film is about.
This is a story about a man who finds some antique scrolls, some really historically ancient scrolls, and they take him through the process of validating that they really are that old in the story. And these scrolls lead to the fact, or indicate that Jesus could have been a black man. And this discovery creates like a backlash for him, a problem for him. Like, there are really conservative Christians who question this. There are Christians who say, well, why is this even important? What color? Why is Jesus' color important? In my story, I'm not trying to prove that he's a black man. I used it as a vehicle, or you might say a point of departure to engage in dialogue about that subject. And in actuality, I am trying to arrive at the point at the end of the story that it really doesn't matter what color Jesus is.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes in the midst of the plot line, if you will.
Right.
The resolve of the movie gets lost.
Right.
You know, because they're so worried about what's happening in the middle, or the subject matter, or Jesus not black, Jesus couldn't be black, or whatever.
That's
you
right.
know. But it really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. But it does raise some interesting questions.
Right.
Real quickly as we close, you are holding auditions here
Right.
locally for the film. So there are people that can actually have an opportunity
That's
to
right.
play in this film. Tell
That's
us
right.
about that.
I'm going to have my first open audition on Saturday, June 6th at the Intercontinental Hotel at 401 Ward Parkway.
Okay.
It used to be the old Ritz-Carlton,
Right.
I believe.
And it used to be the Alameda Plaza
Right, that's
back
right.
in the day.
Right, I remember that.
Man, I'm old. But
And-
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go
No,
ahead.
no, I have nothing to say. I'm just a host.
It's
You're gonna put me in your movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, put me in your movie.
For that, I'll
Yeah, I can
put
be the
you-
host of the. I can be the anchor. You know, Jesus is black. You know, we can do that. You know, news at 10. You know, so Intercontinental Hotel. So, do you plan on having? I know you're having other auditions in St. Louis.
Right.
Are you gonna have some other auditions later on in the month or later on this year? Or are you gonna think you're gonna be able to find what you're looking for within the two auditions?
I think we'll probably. It would be great if we found everything in those two auditions, but my major purpose there, Darron, is to try to attract some heavy or semi-heavy talent and to have them attach themselves to my project.
Okay.
And then I will use that to market. I will try to take that further. Yeah.
All right. Well, Stinson, we appreciate your time. We appreciate it, and we will be looking for this film to be out. No, you know, I mean, films, I know how films go. You can say it's going to be done here, and then just stuff happens. But in the very near future, the Coptic Scrolls is the film that makes you ask questions. And Stinson McClendon is the director and also the writer of the screenplay. And thank you for being on here.
Thank you.
You're watching
Appreciate the opportunity.
KansasCityAfterHours.com. See you next time.